Hi, Fit Spartans. Welcome back to the Mini Cow Show. As you can see, our cast has changed, but our content is just as good. So since we last met, the gym is still closed. Where are you just working out at home, Taylor?
Yep, at home.
Yeah. So Taylor's teaching some classes for us on Instagram TV.
Yes. On Monday, I have a shred class at 9:30 to 10, and then Thursday, I have abs from 9 to 9:30.
So check those out. But today we're going to be talking about what?
Fitness myths.
Fitness
or just
myths.
Like misconceptions and stuff.
Yeah. And are these things that you hear very often?
Yeah, probably most, if not all of them, I've at least heard once from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not in a position to respond.
Yeah.
And you're just like overhearing it.
Yeah, which is pretty much everything that
All right. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and rattle them off. So what's the first one?
Spot reduction. Like you
Okay.
can, like if you want to focus on one part of your body, then you can lose all the fat in that one part.
Yeah. I feel like people usually, a lot of times when they're talking about that, it is in reference to abs, like midsection, thighs specifically, and then
stomach.
Like triceps. People will be like, how do I get rid of this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people I've talked to, they were like, I want to get rid of my, the stomach stuff. Yeah, like the love handles and all that. Yeah.
So can you spot reduce?
No. I feel like, I've heard people talk to me about like wanting to like strengthen certain areas. I feel like that's different than wanting to like completely lose the weight in that one spot.
Right.
But yeah.
Because you can spot gain muscle, spot tone, but you can't spot get rid of fat in that one spot.
Yeah. And I've heard from some people saying that usually the areas that you want to lose the fat is the spots that go like last. That's what I've heard.
Largely it's determined by genetics and hormones.
Yeah.
Where you'll kind of shed fat first. For me, I generally tend to stay like pretty leaner in my upper body and hold more fat in my lower body. Yeah, so if somebody said to you, like you said, okay, I want to get rid of my stomach fat, what would you tell them?
I would tell them it's not how it works. Honestly, I'd probably just tell them just to like keep going with like whatever like fitness plan they have, and it'll eventually happen. You just have to stay consistent. I mean, like it'll happen. You just have to work for it.
Nobody wants to hear this, and a lot of people already know it, but it's also your diet.
Yeah.
It's mostly your diet.
Yeah. That's the truth.
All right. I think we nailed that one. What's the next one?
Yes. The next one is running is counterproductive to like weight training, and it'll like make you move backwards in like your goals if you're weight training.
Okay. Yeah, so running's gonna make you weak, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my stepmom, she does a lot of running. Like she would run like the marathons, like she's like crazy runner. And she did see loss in her muscles, but I know like that's actually like if you do too much cardio, like your body starts taking like your muscle as like energy or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I feel like if you run like a normal amount, you're not going to lose like all of your muscle.
So I love this one because there are a lot of misconceptions around it. And yeah, I mean, I don't have the research right in front of me, but if you're, going on half marathon running distances and marathon running distances and running for an hour and a half, one, you're probably not going to have enough energy to do proper strength training. But that could limit your ability to gain muscle size. But like you said, if you're going for a 30-minute jog, even a 45-minute jog, even an hour of nothing like crazy, or you're doing maybe an hour twice a week or hour 3 times a week, and you're a regular person who wants to gain cardiovascular fitness for heart health, you're fine.
Yeah.
Not going to do anything. And actually, cardio, especially HIIT training, can potentially increase your potential to gain muscle. So again, we're not talking about tons and tons, but there's some new research coming out of Dr. Len Kravitz's lab that demonstrated 2 minutes of HIIT training, just 2 minutes, basically super maximal intensities. So 30 seconds, super maximal, 30 seconds off, 30 seconds, super maximal, 30 seconds off, before your training session, increased growth hormone levels. So growth hormone can support muscle gain, whether or not that actually resulted in more muscle as opposed to not doing that before, we don't know, but it seems like it would support it. Because HIIT helps your muscles' metabolism be trained. And then the other thing is, if your cardiovascular system is so poor that you're not able to recover adequately in between your sets, then that could also limit your ability to do work during your strength training. And anything that limits your ability to do work is going to hinder your results.
Yeah.
So yeah, TLDR, don't be afraid to do a little cardio.
Yeah. And this is just like me. I don't know if it's like other people, but I feel like whenever I do like high intensity, like I feel like I'm going to die exercises, I feel like the best after. Like, I feel like that's when I feel like, like the euphoria kind of thing. But like if I just like every day, like normally if I just like lift or something or do a little bit of cardio, like I feel good, but I don't feel like that feeling.
Yeah, I think that's, to an extent personal, but HIIT training, so HIIT training's good because you're able to work out really intensely, but it's for such a short duration. So you're getting in psychology what they would call more mastery experiences, as opposed to steady state training where, okay, at the end you feel good, but in HIIT training, it's like, you get a reward, your brain gets a little reward during that rest period every time. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd much rather do HIIT just from just me than go like for a run or do, because I have a problem with being bored. Like I gotta, like that's why I like yoga for me, like just certain things, like I've tried it, it's just I just get bored. I don't know. I've done like what do we have, like power yoga? Now that's hard.
Power yoga is really hard. I think yoga, when it comes to yoga, it really does depend on the kind and the instructor, especially if they're just not saying anything and you're just like, just here.
I mean, I've done, what is it, goat yoga with like all like pygmy goats. So that was awesome, but that was different.
Yeah, I did that too. So where did you do that?
I did it in I don't remember exactly, but it was like when I used to work at this restaurant, we had these people that would bring like fresh like produce and stuff, and one of the ladies was like, "Hey, you guys should come. I have this like goat yoga thing." We're like, "Okay." It was fun. It was summers in Greenville.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right now in my neighborhood, they have goats to eat kudzu, which is an invasive species. So the goats are just like in the woods, just eating stuff. It's
that's
really
that,
cute.
Like viney stuff, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny.
They're just chilling, and there's little babies, and they're really cute.
Oh, I love goats. I want goats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one.
All right. Women should lift lower like weights, not as heavy as men.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. I've actually heard that one. Someone actually told that, like, okay, so I was like doing my thing, and someone came up to me. This was a while ago, like when I first moved here, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And when, like, I think it was actually a personal trainer. He came up to me. He's like, you're better off doing lower weights and more reps. And I didn't really say anything because I was just like, what the heck? But it's like one of those things, like when someone tells you, you don't really process it until like hours later, and you're like, what the heck? Like,
yeah.
Why would you tell me that?
What gym were you at?
I think it was the Anytime Fitness on Wade Hampton. I don't think they're there anymore though. Like just recently, like last year or something. I think they either moved or they're not a thing.
Oh,
yeah, that was crazy.
I hate bad personal trainers.
Yeah.
So
I know there's a gym at it's called Lore Lofts in Gastonia.
Yeah.
That's like the one gym that I would like trust all of their trainers. But other than that, like I've been to some gyms where it's like I don't really know. Meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like just like simple questions. I'll just like look it up or ask somebody that can actually help me.
I think we did a podcast on questions you should ask your potential personal trainer to make sure that they're not an idiot.
That one. Yeah, that one, I listened to that one. That was a good one.
Yeah. So go back and listen to that if you didn't already. But I think most of the time when I hear this one, it's because they don't want to get big.
I know. I feel like that's the biggest. Like out of all of the myths, that's like the biggest one. Like the bulky. I don't want to get bulky.
Yeah. So first of all, women have a small fraction of the amount of testosterone that men have. So it's extremely hard to look like that. Whenever you see women that look bulky, they're either have, really, really rare genetics to put on muscle or are usually on drugs.
Yeah.
So I've been, I would say, lifting consistently for about 8 years now, working out consistently for longer than that, but like lifting to try to gain muscle, and I'm still small, so
yeah.
It's just not going to happen. So
yeah.
And then the other thing is, I don't understand why women are afraid of gaining muscle in the first place, because it's so cool and you get strong and increases your self-efficacy, and it's just, if it happens, you're probably going to feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because of what you see in the mirror, but because of what cool stuff your body can do.
Yeah. It's true.
So I wish everybody, to a certain extent anyway, would start focusing more on performance goals and like enjoyment in their training as opposed to just looks, because if you're just focusing on looks, you're going to lose your motivation.
Yeah. It don't happen overnight. That was my sister. She'd always like, because whenever she'd come to visit, she's like, I want to do abs, and I want, like, she'd always have like such like certain things, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, you know, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know.
I would
Like
say generally speaking, that's how a lot of people start, but then it kind of changes over time.
Yeah, definitely for me, because my favorite is chest.
That's your favorite?
I don't know. I know a lot of like just like girls in like hate benching. I love benching. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe just because I've never really did it.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like new. I don't know. But like, squatting, like I like squatting, but ooh.
Yeah, squatting is hard. I would get anxiety before leg day. So what I did was 1 month I did a squat every day program.
Yeah.
I don't recommend doing long term, but it helped me just get over that mental block, basically.
Yeah. When I think too is squatting, like this helped me a lot. Like when I would go to like the gym where I'd ask people that like knew how to like squat properly. I think it's just like getting it down, like how to actually do it. Because I'd always be like, oh my gosh, am I doing this wrong? Or I'd just be nervous and I wouldn't like trust myself. So I think after you just do it, just having someone to help me, and then that really helped like just my confidence in general.
Yeah, definitely. So when we reopen, we'll be around to help you if that's how you're feeling.
Which I feel like is a lot. I mean, I feel like, especially with squatting, I feel like a lot of people, like it took me a while, like squatting, to realize, okay, I'm not doing this right. Because there's like, I feel like there's so many different things that you have to make sure like you're doing right.
That could be a whole other podcast on its own.
Yeah.
It really could. All right, what's the next one?
Okay. Always stretch before you exercise, or you always should stretch before you exercise.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if like whenever I lift, I don't necessarily like stretch, like, but I'll like warm up.
Yeah.
But I won't like stretch. Like maybe a little bit, but not like completely just stretch and then be good to go.
I think when people say stretch, they often mean static stretching, just holding the stretches. And generally that's probably not the best thing that you should be doing.
Well, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that if you, so say you're like gonna lift or like whatever.
Yeah.
And you stretch for like a while. So you're like super like, flexible, whatever. And then you lift. Someone told me that that's not actually good, because then you have like more mobility, if that makes sense, then like it's easier to like hurt yourself because you're so like, I don't know.
Yeah, so at first, old school thought you have to stretch before you work out. Then we were saying what you're saying, where, if you stretch before you work out, it's gonna increase your risk of injury. And now I feel like we're kind of somewhere in between, because depending on who you are, like let's say you need to squat, and in order to squat, you need a certain degree of ankle mobility, which you don't have. Maybe you do need to do some static stretching before your workout, but it also needs to be a part of a bigger warm-up, because in those studies that showed the increase of injury, they were stretching and then immediately doing high intensity lifting. Whereas nobody's really going to do that in real life. You're probably going to stretch a little, maybe do a little bit of a cardio warm up, then go lift or something. But so maybe they will do a little bit of static stretching. Generally, without getting into the weeds too much, I would recommend foam rolling always, anytime, all the time, in between your sets. Foam rolling and active stretching, where you're moving through the range of motion, not bouncing, but not holding it either. And then activating. So activating key muscle groups that you need to sort of turn on. So a lot of times if we're spending a lot of time sitting, our glutes turn off. So if we're going back to our example of squatting, you might want to do some like monster walks with the band around your ankle side to side just to like wake your glutes
Wake
up.
them up. Yeah, I actually saw something like recently on Instagram, which I mean, it's, you know,
Sure.
but they said that, yeah, I saw something about how like you have to activate your glutes before you do like glute day because they're like turned off.
Yeah.
And I thought that I didn't even know that. I was like, what? Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a good one. Maybe we can make some videos on like different warm-ups for different types of workouts.
And that would help me out because that is probably my worst, like, that is like my weakness. I do not know what to do for warm-ups ever. I'm just like, okay, look on like, you know, something. But yeah, that is, I don't warm up enough. And people have told me like, Taylor, if you warm up correctly, you realize you're a lot stronger. And I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And honestly, it definitely starts to wear on you the older you get. You're like, oh boy, I gotta warm up.
Yeah, but I mean, back to the stretching. I feel like, especially for like deadlifting, at least for me, like if I don't stretch just a little bit of like my hamstrings, I'll go down and I'll be like, oh my gosh, ouch.
They're gonna pop. Yeah,
like, so yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on like what you're gonna do, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. But hip flexors, those can get really tight too. And tight hip flexors could be contributing to tight hamstrings. Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Yep. So the next is deadlifts are bad for your back.
Deadlifts are bad for your back?
Yeah, like just the deadlift. Now, if you don't do it right, yes. Because I actually did that like a couple weeks ago, where I was deadlifting pretty heavy. And then the next day, my back hurt so bad. And I was like, I did something wrong. Oh, my gosh.
So I think, I mean, you know the difference between like, oh, my back is just sore and, oh, something's wrong. And I think that, especially for people who haven't worked out very much, they don't know the difference.
That's true.
So, which is why it's so important, especially for a movement like a deadlift, it is to learn proper form before you even go to a barbell. But I mean, that goes for literally any exercise. Any exercise is going to be bad for you if you're not doing it properly.
Yeah. It's true.
But theoretically, deadlifts are really good for developing posterior chain strength and back strength.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like someone said something about, because I looked this one up and I can't remember what article it was, but it says deadlifting just can actually strengthen your back, not hurt it.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, people run into issues when their hips tilt the wrong way or if their back rounds.
Yeah.
A lot of people will start like too arched as well. Or they might be doing straight leg deadlifts instead of regular deadlifts. The bar might be coming away. There's a million things that can go wrong, just like with squat.
Your grip.
You just have to take some time.
Well, I feel like the thing I like about like definitely like squatting and like deadlifting or just like lifting in general, you find out like your weaknesses. Like one of mine is because I walked on my toes when I was little. So like my ankle mobility is horrific.
That's why your calves are so good though.
Yeah, the one good thing I got out of it. But like I'll go to the doctor, you know, and like they take your foot and they try to like push it up. My foot does not move. So like when I squat, I have to have my toes like out. Cause for a while I would like see people squatting and be like, I'm like, why can't I do that? Cause that's like, it looks better. But then I realized I was like, okay, that's my problem. So like I would have never known that or actually like focused on it. So like now I've been doing a lot more stretches to like fix that. But that's like one thing I like about lifting. It's like there's certain things that you wouldn't even know. Like, okay, I suck at that. I need to work on that.
And if you don't have somebody that you can train with, take a video of yourself. It's awkward, but it's helpful.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one?
So we're going to go a little off from the lifting and gym stuff. And this one is fresh is more nutritious.
Okay. As opposed to like frozen or canned?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard, or I've been told that frozen, like fruit, has more nutrients in it than when it's like fresh.
Okay.
Because I don't know, because it's like frozen and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
I don't know about that. I do know that it is at least the same though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know how it could be more because it's still the same thing.
The only thing I could think of that might be why it was saying that is because they freeze it at like ideal ripeness. Whereas if you have it fresh, it might be under, it might be over ripe.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing. But yeah, that is just saying canned is gross, but it's better than none. I mean, I don't want to eat that, but if that's all you have, then eat it.
I think the only canned thing that I'll eat are mandarin oranges. Those are good.
Really?
Like
I don't know if I've had it. Like in the little cups?
Yeah. Or
in the sugar or in the not sugar?
I mean, you can get them. I know I bought them with like all like the, you know, like I said, like it's like that juice stuff they just sit in. You can buy it without like all that junk. So but yeah, like that's the only like canned anything. Yeah. And I don't even eat it very often.
But if you're on a budget, I would choose frozen over canned. For sure.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're worried about wasting fresh stuff, go frozen.
Yeah. Well, and canned just kind of weirds me out because it's just sitting in there, and it's not in a fridge.
Yeah.
And it's not like what's in the can making it good for, I don't know.
And it's so mushy. That's my thing. It's the texture is mushy.
Yeah. All
right, what else you got?
You should detox regularly.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, I can't. There's so many. I just saw one like this morning. What is it, like the skinny tea or something? Like you drink this tea. I feel like it's always tea. Like drink this tea and you'll get skinny.
I feel like those types of things are morally like corrupt.
Yeah.
Because
or they have, yeah.
They're just preying on people's like a desire for that quick fix, basically.
Well, and I know there's a lot of people. I mean, I feel like actually being like, okay, I'm going to do this fitness thing. I'm going to eat right. I mean, it's especially going from like a non very healthy lifestyle, like that's a massive change. So I feel like people are always like, okay, I just want something that'll like help me out, but it doesn't. And then it just gets you discouraged.
Yeah.
I feel like definitely. Those like quick fix things is what makes people just give up, because I mean it obviously isn't gonna work.
Yeah, generally, you know, it's associated with the skinny tea or whatever, plus maybe they're trying to restrict their calories too much, so they're hungry, so they're not fueling their body appropriately, and it just is not sustainable. But yeah, those don't work. There's like zero scientific evidence for that.
And your body detoxes stuff itself. Like I feel like you don't need, I mean, your body's already doing it.
Right. So, do you know which organs usually are the biggest detoxifiers?
Isn't it your liver?
Liver and
I want to say I don't know.
Kidneys.
I was gonna say that, literally. I was like stumbling. Oh, that's
I knew you had it.
I was like, kidneys, but I was like,
Yeah.
wait, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it does, but I would never. Kidneys. I guess that's like your water. Yeah.
If you are eating trash all the time, and specifically too much sugar, sugar is a liver toxin, especially high fructose corn syrup. And then obviously alcohol, too much alcohol is not good for your liver either. Those are gonna be detrimental to your detoxification systems in your body. So just eating healthfully all the time, you know, to an extent that is reasonable, is the best way to spend your money instead of spending it on juice cleanses or detox teas.
I feel like just be hydrated, just drink water, and you're just, yeah. Okay. Do not eat before bed, because you'll gain weight in your sleep. That's what I've heard. Like, I've had people tell me, like, oh, don't eat a big meal before bed because it just sits there because you're not moving or burning any calories, and you'll just get fat.
Okay.
I feel like if you eat, like, a ridiculous amount of food, and then you go to bed, like, I don't think that'd be good. I mean, a snack or something. I don't know. I feel like if you eat healthy foods, I don't think it matters when you eat them, because your body's gonna, I feel like if you lay down and go to sleep, your body's not gonna be like, oh, let's shut off. We just gotta let this sit here.
Yeah. I think that myth comes from people when they do generally eat late at night. It's probably not the healthiest of choices. Nobody's like at 11 p.m. I could really go for some chicken and salad right now. It's usually like ice cream and chips and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it comes from that in part. So yeah, if you're gonna eat trash, it's not gonna be good for you. And then if you eat just like a crazy quantity, it might impact your ability to fall asleep. But other than that, I personally prefer to eat a little bit more in the evening than at like lunch or breakfast.
Yeah.
Because I just feel, I don't know, I feel good going to bed full.
Yeah. I don't know. My favorite meal, I love breakfast, so I will eat breakfast. But, I mean, I know a lot of people that don't eat breakfast. I feel like you're either a breakfast person or you're not. Because, like, I don't know, because, like, I love breakfast. I'll eat breakfast, like, I don't care. Lunch, dinner, I don't care.
Like breakfast foods, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like eggs, bacon, waffles?
Yeah. I mean, my dad's a big breakfast person, and my mom is like, nah. So
ever since I was a kid, I never understood foods for specific times of the day. So as a child, I would have like a big bowl of spinach for breakfast. I know that's weird, but I would have a big bowl of like frozen spinach. And one time there was a bee in it, and I was like, Mom, there's a bee in my spinach. Or I would have ramen noodles. I would have weird random stuff for breakfast growing up.
Okay, a bowl of spinach.
I really liked spinach, I guess. I would also eat like chickpeas, just like straight chickpeas from the can.
Okay, this is weird, but not really. So I bought chickpeas, and because I know you're supposed to like soak them before.
Oh, you bought like dried ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I was with my mom, and we like, drained them out, and then there was like a bunch that we didn't use. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what these like. They taste like peas.
So you had them like raw, basically.
Yeah, they were so good. I was like, this is weird, because I mean, I think of chickpeas, I think of like hummus and like, you know, but it tasted like a pea. It was pretty good.
I've never had that, but they sell roasted ones that are, you know, seasonings like chips. I've had that, which are good too.
Yeah.
But anyway, eat whenever you want.
Yep. Moving on. Do cardio on an empty stomach to lose fat.
Okay. I think again that really comes down to personal preference more than anything.
Yeah.
There is some research to show that doing fasted cardio can elevate your metabolism 12 hours post, but whether that actually results in fat loss or not, there's no data. So if you're hungry and you need a little something before your workout, go for it.
Yeah. Like just my personal preference, like I need to eat. Usually I'll eat something, but I won't eat a lot, like just to have something in there. But I know like some people, they have to like eat and then wait a little bit and then work out. Like they have to have like a meal. So
I do work out fasted because I feel like if I eat, I get lethargic. Even if it's not that much, it's just a mental thing though. And if I did feel the urge to eat, I would, but I just wait till after.
Yeah. All right. Cardio burns more calories than weightlifting.
You want to start?
Yeah. So isn't weightlifting like, so say you like lift and whatever, you burn calories throughout the day. So it's just different, I feel like. Like if I did cardio or did like HIIT, whatever, but I guess HIIT you can incorporate weight, so I guess that's a little different. But like you burn calories then, but I know if you lift weights, like you'll burn calories throughout like couple hours when you're not even lifting. So I feel like it's just, I guess it depends.
Yeah, so I mean there's a billion different ways to do strength training or muscular training, because there's muscular endurance and then there's strength training. And obviously if you're doing pure strength training, your rest periods are really long. You can also program based on how much you're activating your central nervous system. So for example, a big squat day, a big bench day, that's going to be a really high central nervous system day. And you might get that added boost to your metabolism after. Whereas other days, maybe you're still doing strength training, but you're doing tempo push-ups. That's not going to be as much CNS stimulation. It's still going to be a really good workout. And then as far as cardio and circuit training goes, like you said, the higher the intensity is during the workout, the more elevated your metabolism is going to be after your workout.
Yeah.
But my main problem is with the whole like thought process behind that myth, because again, the purpose of your workout should not be to burn calories at all. Like, strength training, especially if you're waiting 2 minutes in between your sets, yada, 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 you're not going to be burning a bunch of calories during that workout, but are you going to gain muscle? Yes. Is muscle going to support your metabolism? Yes. Your body, so the purpose of any workout should be to make your body work better when you're not working out. The purpose of your workout should never be to burn calories or make up for eating badly, because that's just like self-punishment in my opinion. That's like some messed up stuff.
And I've heard that a bunch. Like I'll even have friends, like we'll like, you'll go to dinner or something, you'll eat something that was a little like, well, I gotta work this off tomorrow. It's like, okay.
Yeah, instead you should think, now I've got the carbs I need to really give it my all tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think, and again, that was me too. I definitely used to think that way. But since
Yeah.
changing my mindset, working out is more enjoyable. And I do feel like my body looks better because of it as well.
Yeah.
When you stop worrying about how you're going to look, then you're just going to look better.
Yeah. I think we were talking about that too a while back. Because, when I first started, like, actually, like, working out, like, when I didn't have sports or anything, like, doing it because I wanted to, it was a lot of, like, okay, you know, how you looked. But I feel like now it's just, like, Like, I never
It's just what you do.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to feel sore after working out. And if you don't feel sore, it was just a bad workout.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends, though. Like, I've done workouts where, like, I'm not sore, and then I've done a workout, and it's like, I know I'm going to be, like, I feel, so most of the time I know, but I feel like regardless, if I'm not sore, it doesn't mean that was, like, a fail of a workout. I just feel like it's just, yeah, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on your goal for the day, and a lot of times, not all the time, but soreness is related to the volume that you had in your workout. Did you do a lot of eccentric training? That's going to make you sore. If maybe you did a heavier weights, but your volume was lower, you're still working on your strength, but you're not going to be sore most likely.
Yeah.
Or if you did more cardio, you're probably not going to be as sore.
Yeah, well, this was, like, I went through a long span of, like, no cardio, and I was like, okay, I need to do something. So I, like, usually when I go on a treadmill, I'll do, like, interval stuff. Holy moly, the next day my legs, like, my inner thighs were so sore, and I was like,
really?
Okay.
Yeah, because
I didn't run for, like, months, and I was like, because you do, like, cardio, like, I do, like, the stair stepper or something, but I was like, I need to do something different.
Yeah.
So I think it's just,
that's
like,
a good point. Just doing something different than you're used to is probably going to make you sore.
Yeah, because it's like, I wasn't out of shape, but it was like, that was just something I was not, it's just different. My body was like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Exercising, we just talked about this, will fix bad eating habits.
No. All right, next one.
Okay, this one was, let me see something. Okay, I think we already mentioned that. This one's pretty much about stretching as well.
Okay.
So I think, yeah. And then this one was, women should exercise and eat differently than men. But I mean, that one was pretty much, we pretty much summed that one up. I mean, it depends on your goals. Like, I know some women that are very, like, diet to a T, work out a lot, and they got some muscles. But I feel like, I don't know, like you said, it's just our bodies are different.
Yeah. Train according to your goals, not according to your sex.
Yep. All right. Shakes will help you lose weight. Like the weight loss shakes, or like, I guess you could say like smoothies. But I feel like smoothies, you can make a smoothie horrifying.
Most of them are, like from Jamba Juice or even Boar's Head. Most of those are loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
They're very tasty, though, because of that. But probably you could do better.
Yeah. I remember reading something about just, like, juice in general. Like, if you take, like, an apple or, like, an orange and you squeeze out all the juice, like, there's not that, like, there's enough, but there's not that much. And then if you drink, like, a whole glass of juice, you just consume, like, 4 or 5 oranges. Or just,
but also you took out the good fiber from the fruit. So your blood sugar is going to spike no differently than if it was soda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I heard about that, too. Like, soda, like, I think it was in the podcast, like, your body processes soda just like it processes juice.
This is a very educational podcast, and I'm so glad you're the only person that listens to it.
They're funny. I like them. They're funny.
Good.
And a lot of times, like, the topics that you guys did was actually, like, the one, what was it? The Instagram. Oh, my gosh. That is, like, my biggest pet peeve. Like, you have these girls that were just born with this wonderful butt or whatever, and then they're like, oh, I know everything about, I hate, and I could probably list like 5 girls on my Instagram. It's like, oh my gosh, no. Like, just because you were gifted with that doesn't mean you're like the expert of glute stuff. Like, it drives me nuts.
No. What's worse is like Kim Kardashian and her sisters doing that, but except they had surgery.
Yeah. I know. That's probably my biggest pet peeve. And all, especially with girls, they all do it. Or it's like, you're skinny, so okay. But it's like, I mean, it's like my sister. My sister is a twig, but she is not like, she doesn't work out a lot, but I mean, she's still skinny. But it's like, just because, I don't know.
Just because you look a certain way doesn't say anything about how much you know.
Yeah.
Training necessarily.
Yeah, and well, I feel like too, especially like with just like me, and like I was working out a lot and stuff, but like I realized like I don't know a lot, because it's like you do like the stuff that but then after a while it's like, I don't know how to squat right, but I've been squatting for like 2 years, okay, or it's just like certain things, like I feel like,
as we learned, Dunning-Kruger, when you're a total novice, you might be overly confident, and then you learn a little bit and you're like, oh crap, I don't know nearly as much as I thought I knew. And then as you continue to learn, then your self-efficacy goes back up. But
and I feel like that's like,
you just have to be aware that you don't know what you don't know. And the thing that's annoying about the people on the internet is that they think they know things, and then they're telling a lot of impressionable people incorrect information.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like the one thing I had to get over, because it's just like, I never really thought I knew everything that I needed to know, but I feel like I was just like, okay. I feel like, especially like just like exercising and like in general, like with like lifting, and there's like, I feel like you'll always be learning different, just little stuff all the time. Because this is how, like, I've seen it, like, I wasn't the one that confronted, but like, I was at a gym and this one person was squatting. It was like horrific. Like, he was like totally bent. He was pretty much doing like a good morning. And someone confronted
that guy
him.
That at our gym?
I've seen some stuff at our gym.
Okay.
This is partially why I probably don't confront anybody, because he was so rude. Like, the guy was just like saying like, hey, can I give you a pointer? And the guy was like, no, like just looked at him like he was like, looks could kill. And I was just like, just seeing that, now I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to say anything, because I don't want to make it, and then it's just like awkward, and it's just like, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know, but oh my gosh, like I've had to work in that weight room, and let me tell you, I know it's so hard for me to not like look, but like like it's really hard for me not to like make any type of look to be like, holy crap, you're gonna like ruin your body. But
I know.
I mean, but that's the thing, is I don't know a ton, so I don't want to come up to someone and be like, hey, because especially with my sister, like when we would go squatting, like I'm horrible at explaining. Like that's like my weakness. My sister will be like, well, how do I'm like, you just do this. Like I'm horrible at explaining. So that's partially why.
Yeah. That definitely comes with time. I feel like for me, through trial and error, I figured out, okay, when I say this, then they're going to do that. So that's why coaches use analogies so much to try and like make it make sense to the person.
Yeah.
But it's just, I would say more often than not, the person with the bad form is too afraid to ask.
Yeah.
And then I would say usually they're not like that rude person.
Yeah. Oh Lord. And I feel like too, like I was like, especially like when I started like getting into deadlifting, like I watched like all these videos, so at least I had like an idea, but then it's like then you got to do it, and then you're like, okay, am I doing this right? So I feel like I mean it's hard to get some like movements down, because I mean it's not like you can see yourself from every angle at the gym. to be like, okay, fix that. So.
And sometimes even if you're looking in the mirror, by looking at the mirror, you're making your form bad.
Yeah.
Like if you're deadlifting and your neck is like this because you're looking in the mirror, then that's a problem.
I was doing that. Sometimes I'm like, Taylor, stop. I'm going to like hurt my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like same thing with like squatting. Sometimes like I know just like you look up, but sometimes I'll be just a little too high because I'm just trying to like, and I'm like, no, I need to just like record myself. Like I don't want to be that like person that's like recording myself at the gym, but it's like I'm not recording this to put it on like my Instagram or like show the world.
This is for science.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is the last one.
Okay.
It says you burn more fat in your target heart rate zone.
I feel like this one we kind of talked about it a little bit already. But basically, if you're in the fat burning zone, that means that your heart rate is pretty low because as we work out at higher intensities, the amount of carbohydrates we're using to fuel that activity goes up and it does a little crisscross. So carbs go up and the fat goes down. So where my arms are crossing, you can train that to be a higher intensity where you're still using more fat at a absolute higher intensity than you were before. But again, don't worry about it. Just work hard and your metabolism will be more elevated. You'll burn more fat after your workout is over, even if you're burning more carbs during your workout, because that means that you're exercising more intensely.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, this is just like me. I never look at my heart rate when I'm working out. Like, I won't be like, oh, hey, let me just check it out. Like, I can, like, literally, I never. Like, I will sometimes, like, if it's like I'm doing like a HIIT workout and I feel like I'm going to die, and I'm like, okay, just curious. But, like, I don't really ever, like, I usually like to know, like, my resting heart rate. I don't ever really look at it when I'm working out, ever. Most of the time, it's just if I'm curious.
Yeah. When I used to wear a heart rate monitor, sometimes my heart rate, I could get it higher if I wasn't looking at it. But if I was looking at it, I don't know. I was like more aware.
Yeah. It's true.
But now I got sick of stuff around my wrists, so.
Yeah. Well, I remember, so when I first got this, because I never wore stuff on my wrists before, and it was Ashley Tobin, like the other instructor, I would wear it on this wrist, and she's like, Taylor, you're supposed to wear your watch on your other, like, she's like, you right-handed? And I was like, yeah. She's like, no, you're supposed to wear it on your other wrist. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
So was that really, like in your way all the time?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, Taylor, that's weird. Put it on your other wrist. I was like, okay. So
I can't believe she said that to you.
Yeah, she's like, why do you have it on this wrist? And I was like, I think she said her sister does the same thing, or her friend. And she's like, that's so weird. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, that's funny. I would never have said that to you.
It makes life easier. I mean, I didn't know, because I don't ever wear, like, and if I wore a bracelet, I put it on, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but I guess a watch matters. It matters.
If you're going to write anything, it'll be clinking all around if it's on your dominant hand.
Yep. Only thing, and this was life-changing, because, like, this side has, like, the little, like, nozzle thing on it.
Yeah.
And whenever I'd, like, squat or do anything, I would push down on it. But now I don't, because it's on the other side. Because, like, this, because I was like, dang, so I'd have to, like,
that's a right-handed watch.
Yeah. So I guess if you are left-handed, it kind of, I guess, yeah, that would suck, because then it's still going to hit you right here.
And that's an Apple Watch?
Yeah. You live in a right-handed
to make left-handed
world.
Apple Watches, I guess.
Actually, though, because it was annoying. So at first I was like, okay, I don't like this thing. Oh, my gosh, every time. Yeah. But now it never happens.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But, yeah, if I was left-handed, that would be rough.
That was the last one?
That was the last one.
All right. So if we didn't cover one of your questions, go ahead and let us know what they are. And we'll try and address that in our next one. I was thinking we could do a podcast about maybe like hot sauce.
Ooh, that would be fun.
I think we should try and get Andres in on that one if he's willing. I feel like he could have a lot to say about that.
I think that was in another podcast, wasn't it? Like sauces and stuff.
We did discuss that.
Yeah,
yes.
And ketchup is like the worst. It was mustards. Mustards are good. Yep.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you actually listened to them. That's amazing. I'm so surprised.
Well, I was in the car all the time, so I was always like traveling. So I was like, hey, let's do a podcast. They're funny.
Yeah.
They're actually really informative. And like a lot of things that you guys would talk about are actually like relatable.
Good.
Because it's just like normal. Because I feel like some podcasts, they're just like, I don't know. It's hard to relate sometimes.
Yeah.
Like some of them. Because there was this one that my sister was listening to. And it was like super like fitness. Like they did like the shows and it was just like, I can't relate to that.
I like Squat University. You would like Squat University probably.
Oh.
As far as a different type of podcast completely, it's more of like a story. Serial is really good. It goes over different murders. And, just like different aspects of the case. It's very interesting.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining us on this. I don't know what number we're on. But yeah, let us know what you want us to talk about next time. Bye, mini cows.
Bye.